What's up, everybody? I'm Cheyenne. Most people know me as Shy, and welcome to my community. I really want to call it a community instead of a channel because, I don't think that this is just gonna be like you tapping on my videos and watching me. I really want this to be like a way that we connect. I definitely want to interact about what I'm talking about, learn from each other and just kind of build a togetherness in the way that we're just like navigating life and maximizing our experiences. So basically jumping right in, this video, as you all know, Valentine's Day, that is the theme, love, things like that, but it is going to be a little bit different from the usual because contrary to popular belief, I believe that Valentine's Day has a lot to do with self-love as opposed to romantic love. So I know you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, what is this girl talking about? I clicked on this shit to hear about a cannabis business, but I got you because the building and growing my cannabis business and kind of my journey with cannabis has also led me down the road of self-discovery, self-love, and just like a lot of uplifting and learning more about myself. So I really did want to like share that journey of just my experiences alone and then with building my business, and then kind of how that even has tied into me coming to the conclusion that like I really love myself and I feel like everybody should. And of course there's different ways, everybody has their things, but this is mine, and I feel like maybe some people will be able to relate, or you're trying something new. But yeah, like long story short, I really just wanted to get into this, so let's jump right into that. I think the first thing I'm gonna talk about is like my history with cannabis. Very, very long and crazy, I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I'm gonna get deeper into it probably in some other videos. Like if you're vibing with this, you're probably gonna vibe with the rest of the things that I'm going to post down the line. So stick with me, but I'm gonna keep it real light on y'all for today. So basically, I want to say the end of high school, 11th, 12th grade, that's when I started smoking, experimenting with marijuana. And from there, it kind of went into my routine. I went to college. That was that. I moved out of state. I lived in New York City. I'm from New York City, and I moved out of state. And basically, I started trapping out there. And then I had a very close friend who had a friend who was making edibles, and I had experimented with edibles prior, but like actually adding them to my menu, that was very new. So I had eventually added that to the menu, and then after that, that same close friend that I was talking about, who her friend was providing the edibles, we were like having a conversation. We were just like, we could just like get the things, learn how to do this, and make edibles on our own, like no middleman. And then it was just like, light bulb went off. From there, inside of a student apartment complex, Pretty Ston'd was born. And like it's been like kind of up and stuck from there. I've been kind of moving the business along and trying to just build and grow, but we're here like doing everything that I can right now, and this is part of it. Like I really do, aside from the products, I really do want to educate and bridge the gap between users or potent people who are interested and their experiences. There are a lot of preconceived ideas, misconceptions about cannabis, so I really do want to like debunk those things and kind of just people are gonna take the information and do what they will with it, but I'm gonna give it, and that's just what it's gonna be. So that's where we're going with this. But I feel like with the self-discovery aspect, I kind of have to think about the journey from the beginning up until like where I am now. So, high school, I feel like I'm gonna say, like when I started at the beginning, there was really like an innocence to it, to me, like as somebody who knows about the subject and kind of how it is now. But from the outside looking in, that's probably like, okay, girl, ain't nothing innocent about smoking no damn weed. But when I talk about the innocence, is because I'm talking about a specific thing. And these are the things that I've started to think about later along my journey. And that was reason and purpose. Like, and reason and purpose, it kind of lives within everything you do every day. And like those two things, and I feel like knowing the difference and really thinking about that is what makes the difference in how you experience things. And, you know, cannabis is one of those things. You know, it's something that can alter the way you think. So I feel like you really should have a critical moment when, you know, you're trying to figure out what you want to experience. Like, it should definitely be a thought. So my reason and my purpose, kind of, those were things that started to come up later. It's like the reason was very simple. I say when I go back to the beginning, the innocence of it was just like, oh, I have friends who smoke. I'm curious. I'm gonna try it. I like it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, it's fun. That's why we're doing it. Like, we're high. Everything's lit. So it's really, the reason is that simple. The purpose is, it's fun. Like, I want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy time with my friends. That was it. But, you know, as time goes on, like, as we get older, everything starts to have a deeper purpose, even if the reasons remain the same, right? So, you know, as I left high school, this, like I said, this is now a part of my routine. Like, I smoke, I do whatever. That's just the way that I was navigating, not really thinking about, like, oh, why do I even need to smoke every day? And at this point, I'm moving on. I'm getting older. I'm doing different things. So why is that not changing? So I started to get into the groove with college and realizing that things were changing internally as much as they were externally. So with the stresses of just like transitioning, getting older outside of college, I just feel like, you know, once you come out of high school, everything is different. So it's just like, you know, becoming an adult, all of that was becoming a lot. But on top of the internal things, I have to worry about, like, I'm here for a reason. I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm doing these things. Like, I can't let the stresses, the anxiety, the sometimes sadness and get to me. So me continuing, it's like the weed at some point was becoming like a crutch for me, you know? Like, what's the reason? Oh, it's not that fun anymore. It's more so I'm trying to get through the day. Like, I'm trying to get rid of certain things. And that was kind of where my purpose was getting skewed, you know? Like, not knowing my purpose in general. Like, I feel like at that time, just in life, like in school, it's like, why am I really here? Like, I wanted to be here, but what am I really doing? So I feel like in that, everything was kind of skewed. It's like, how can I do something that's altering my mind when I'm not even really sure about my identity and what I'm doing? Like, how can I find purpose within that? It's just like, I'm kind of doing it and it's numbing me, and I'm realizing that now, yes, I'm able to do certain things because those feelings are gone. But then I started to notice, like, generally I'm not happy. Like, I'm going through every day and I don't feel the lows, but I can't get to the heights, you know? I was unbalanced. With the body, I feel like there's a certain equilibrium, whether it's physical or mental. And when your body is reacting to something, I would say listen to it. Like, you have a physical reaction to things and you have a mental reaction to things. You know, if you're feeling anxiety, stress, that's your body, that's your fight or flight. So when you knock that out, it's just like everything else is out of whack. So I feel like I wasn't able to be happy. I wasn't able to be excited about things. I was feeling not okay with just myself without the weed. Like, it really was something that I felt like I had to lean on. And after a while, I started to, it took some time because it was a self-discovery thing. It's like, I really have to come out of that to realize that I don't like that feeling. So with bringing all of that back, like the realization as I continued on my journey, you know, and really starting to take my business seriously, like, I had many conversations, many experiences just trying edibles because, you know, I was a real big smoker. Like, I was, so in changing the way that I consumed, I was also able to have different experiences. Like anybody will probably tell you, like, there's a difference between an edible high and a smoking high. And I wasn't smoking because I really was starting to become dedicated to this business. I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that people who only eat edibles, it's giving them the right effect. Like, so, with working through that and kind of discovering how I want my brand to look, I was like discovering things myself. Like, wow, when I am indulging a little bit less, I start to feel things that I was kind of pushing away. And it's like, wait, these emotions, I think they're okay. And then at the moment, it doesn't feel good. Nobody wants to feel sad. Nobody wants to feel anxious. Nobody wants to feel stressed, anger, things like that. Nobody wants that. But it's like going back to the equilibrium thing. You can't get out to a certain height if you don't let those feelings pass. And I feel like the main thing that I learned with the purpose was, okay, the reason may be the same, right? The reason is I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I need to smoke, or I need an edible, or I need something, I need to hit a pen. The reason stays the same, but it's the difference between, okay, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to feel anything, so I'm gonna numb it out. Or the purpose now becoming, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I'm going to try to work through this. That's not really working. I feel very foggy headed. I think I need something to help me clear my mind a bit so that I can work through this. And I'm gonna get into another video with one of my favorite things, microdosing. Yes, so I will use a little bit of cannabis, and whichever way I decide to do it, and then that will help me to clear my mind a bit and work through these feelings and see how can I, eradicate the issue without just pushing it out the way. Like, I want to see it, understand it, and work through it, not push it aside. So that, I feel like, was when I realized that my feelings and my emotions are not something that I should run away from. Like, these are a part of me, and I feel like a part of loving yourself is loving the phases that you go through, the emotions that you feel, and being brave enough, really, is because it's so easy to just say, well, I'd rather not feel that. I'd rather, just move away from that completely, move on with my day, move on with my life, but it's realizing in turn, like, you're only hurting yourself. And that was like the biggest lesson. And that also helped me find my purpose in general. Just like with the self-love, you're able to give that. Like, what you put in is what comes out. So I feel like that really became my purpose in life and like in my business, with loving myself, loving everything I do, being confident in the fact that I can feel like I can be down low, but I can work through that and I could still get back up to where I need to be. Like, all of the negative feelings, like, these things don't last. Like, so in that, I was able to really feel more connected to just everything, like myself, my external, and I have a lot of conversations with people who support my business about like how cannabis has helped them. And I really feel like when I am having those conversations, like, this is my purpose, like, there is so much more to it. And I think that my personal journey has really helped me to connect with people on theirs. So that is really the main point, and I think that's kind of what I wanted to get across to everybody who's watching. Like, when I talk about my business, because that's going to be a lot of what this community is about, because we are talking about cannabis, but I want to talk about it in all of, you know, in a holistic way. Like, it's a business, but truly, like, there is my reason and then there is my purpose and the outcomes that I want. So I really do want everybody, like, this Valentine's Day and every day, to think about, like, your purpose and what that is and what self-love really looks like. Because romantic love is beautiful, but self-love is the foundation to everything that comes after. Like, you can have romantic love, but how will you be able to fully function to give yourself to someone else if you're not giving it to yourself first? Like, and I think that was the real lesson there. So that is what I wanted to share with you all today in honor of Valentine's Day. Self-love is the best love. Cannabis is love, okay? Let me be clear about that. And yeah, I really would love to chat with you guys. Like, what is your experience with weed? Like, how does it make you feel? Do you ever think about, you know, your emotions, how it alters your mind, just love in general? Like, how is that in your life? Like, and what, as maybe a smoker or a cannabis user, like, how does that affect how you see that and yourself? Like, I would love for us to chop it up about that. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and yeah, like I said, drop a comment. Like, I definitely want to interact. Y'all can follow my business page if y'all are interested at Pretty.Ston'd, PRETTY.STOND. That is all I got for y'all this week. Tap back in with me. Like I said, do all the things, like, blah 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 blah. As long as you watch this video, like, interact with me, hit me on IG, hit me in the comments, whatever you want to do, y'all. Have a beautiful and just fruitful day, life, if you don't come back. And thank you so much for watching.